Hello, everybody, and welcome to another dimension. Rams over Baghdad. I am Albie, the host of this show, and going to be taking you on a trip into the mind of madness. Joining me on this trip, DJ. Hello.
Hello, I will not be joining you on this trip of
What?
madness.
I
No,
sent you,
it's just you
but you
alone on that lot.
RSVP'd. I don't
That
understand how
was
you
to
don't.
say
You
I
filled out the
won't
meetup
go.
thing and everything.
I sent you out a Groupon for this meeting. I thought we were doing this together.
There's a voucher? I don't know
There's a
about this voucher.
Yeah, I mean, I sent out everything. You RSVP'd, and now I'm left with an extra spot on this magical tour bus called the Twilight Zone. Mary is frozen. Mary has entered the Twilight Zone.
Yep. That'll
Mary-
explain it.
Mary
Mary is frozen.
entered the Twilight
She has lost audio and video.
She's very ready for the Twilight Zone. I love it. Jake is also here. What are your thoughts on the hit television show? Actually, it wasn't really a hit at the time. The Twilight Zone returning tomorrow. Do you have any memories of the Twilight Zone?
Not really.
Okay. Nothing at all? Dunkin' Donuts? I mean, everybody knows the man on the plane, right? Like, that's the one where it's like, there's a man on the wing.
What? Oh, that, sure, yes.
Yeah, I remember knowing that.
I thought it was a gremlin. I also only know that from The Simpsons, where I think it is a gremlin.
Yeah, sounds right.
Sure. It's the man on the plane one. There's a little boy who can command people to do whatever he says. Right? He's got like superpowers of some kind, and he makes people do whatever he wants them to do. Because he can kill them, I guess?
Great.
It's okay. It's a great show. I'm very excited for the Jordan Peele thing.
Is it the 90s? Was it a 90s show?
No. Way earlier than
80s.
that.
Way early. Black and white.
What was the film one? Did it get a film adaptation?
It did. The Man on the Wing did get a film adaptation. I think it was direct.
No. Wasn't there like a haunted house or something, where a kid goes through a TV? What's that one?
That's Persona.
Poltergeist.
Also Persona, yes.
Sure.
You don't want to get those mixed up. If you're picking like, which door do I want to go through? The Poltergeist door, not the one you want to go through. Maybe the Persona. Maybe choose the Persona. But then again, living in the world of Persona, probably an actual nightmare most of the time. A lot of people die in those things. It's not great. Even 5, people can go into your mind. No. Not 3. Like 3, a lot of people died in 3.
Yeah. I assume there was I can't remember 3 anymore. I assume there was like a time skip that goes back in time. When spoilers, you sacrifice yourself and die, or something like that. I half spoiled the game for you because I only have half a memory of it.
You didn't spoil it for me. I beat Persona 3, sir. That's a great game. I still often think about, okay, spoilers, really heavy Persona 3 spoiler talk. They're probably going to come back to that, right? Like, he's stuck as a door now, right? Like, that's the end of that story, is he's a door now, isn't he?
He's a door? What?
Sacrifice himself to seal away the evil whatever. Didn't he do that at the end of 3?
Do you visually get the representation that he's a door?
He's a door now, yeah. I mean, they talk about it, I think, yeah.
Is he elegant, at least?
I think they talk about it in Fez, Persona. Fez.
Do we want to just take a second here and let Mary get her stuff sorted out? I'll put the wait screen up here real quick. We'll be back in a minute or two.
I mean, I can, yeah. Hello, everybody. We're here again in the realms of a Baghdad zone. We're going to be taking you through the heart of madness. This time, Mary's on the train also. She RSVP'd. We're very happy to have her back now.
I control the vertical. I control the horizontal.
Okay. Okay, all right. Vertical and horizontal. What about lateral, though?
No.
That's horizontal.
Is it? In the Twilight Zone, is it? Probably a different thing, really. Think about it.
I think my computer just went into the Twilight Zone,
That's
and
true.
that was the problem.
Yep. Never send your computer into the Twilight Zone. It's gonna grow eyes or something. It's not gonna be good. Don't. If you ever see a pocket of Twilight Zone, please don't expose your computer to it. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird really quick. Call the police. They'll figure it out. It'll be great. Good.
You know, it's because my webcam is doing 4K 60 FPS, and I can't run it on.
Sure.
I should have used VLC.
Of course. You should always. Why bring an extra version of your webcam that maybe is a lower quality, or really, beta test any of this?
It's too high of a quality for y'all. That's the problem.
So such a good trailer, really.
Before we get any further, I've got a bit that's going to happen this podcast.
Okay.
I went to the store like 2 days ago. Yeah, it's going to be good. Also, I'm drinking oatmeal stout. You'll see that. Just got to share my drinks. And I was like, I'm going to get some Jelly Belly jelly beans because they were on the clearance section.
Easter.
Yeah, and I saw the pack and I knew what I was getting myself into, and I was like, I'm gonna get a pack of these Bean Boozled jelly beans. They'll be fine. And I didn't realize there's like 50% of them are just pure garbage.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
So I have this. Hold on. Let's go around here.
There we go.
This Bean Boozled pack,
boy.
which has a bunch of different flavors. And every time Thouden fucks up or does something bad on the podcast, I get to eat.
Great.
Oh,
now he's just gonna do wrong shit all the time.
A lot, dog.
You should have thought this one through.
Fucked up this time. I should have. Yeah, but this is fun. Is he spent like 5 minutes before saying that Jake was even on the podcast? So here's this guy.
Okay.
It's either skunk spray or licorice.
Either way, that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
So
it's licorice. It's a good one. We started off strong,
you
guys.
Like licorice? Okay.
Black licorice is. I'd rather eat the skunk personally.
Black licorice is all right.
Okay. Well,
I could just pretend like it's very bad brickweed or whatever.
Brickweed.
It's the bad kind of weed.
Oh,
great.
Brickweed. Okay, sure.
Also known as
ditchweed.
Yes, yeah, but that would be way better in my mind than black licorice because ugh.
You're all a bunch of druggies. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're crazy on the cocaine, and I just don't. It's just haunting you now. The coca's got your heads all in a tizzy. Okay, I didn't know you like star anise though. Like I can't deal with that. Like that flavor is just
more like star anus.
Yeah,
wow.
Up high. Mary, wait. Up there, you're over there. High five.
You're above and below each other for me, at least. So yeah, that'll be happening throughout the pod.
Great.
I want to hear what happens. Great. Yes.
Also, why'd you go with Bean Boozled? Couldn't you get like the knockoff? I mean, less knockoff Harry Potter one.
The only thing on the clearance section, and I was like jelly beans, yeah. And then when I got home and had to. One of which was like rotten egg. I was like, oh, this is already awful.
I'm pretty sure the reason they came up with the Bean Boozled thing is so they didn't have to maintain that Harry Potter license anymore. Yeah. But still keep that gimmick thing going.
That makes sense.
How did you just blindly buy these off the shelf without looking at them first? Because it sounds like the nature of the jelly beans was a surprise to you when you got home and ate them.
They were cheap. No, I fully bought them saying Bean Boozled and it said dare to compare and like half of these are going to be bad, but my brain was just like, yeah, I'll have some jelly beans. Half of these are good.
Sure.
Can I get you, if you have any left, and I don't mess up much throughout the podcast, to eat them all at once? Just a handful? Just to do it all at once? That'd be great. Just at the end. Just see what that tastes like. That's really what I want to know. Well, like, what does it all the
probably like a
chemicals
dumpster.
Yeah,
that would be my guess.
Likely.
Yeah, dumpster. I love some trash. You know me.
Nasty.
Okay. Well, speaking of nasty, I have a game that's pretty nasty for you, since this is a video game podcast. It's Bloodborne. That's a nasty game. A lot of ugly people in that game. A lot of disgusting individuals and some creepy things like crows that don't really have legs and they just kind of flap at you and it's weird. They're on the ground like dog-sized crows. Like, that's fucking weird.
So they kind of bark at you too.
Yeah, they bark at you. Like, it's not nice.
If they don't have legs, how do they ever land? Are they just like on their bellies, fucking rolling around?
Mm-hmm.
What's their? Is that it? Great.
Yep, pretty much.
They kind of flap at you a little. It's like if a bird had a broken back and was like trying to attack you or something. It's pretty messed up.
Yep. It's like a turkey. Like, they just kind of get up a little bit and then they flap at you. You ever fought a turkey? If you've ever fought a turkey in real life, but
turkeys can actually fly though.
They can.
So
that's the thing. So a turkey that couldn't fly, a dodo, perhaps. I don't know. Bloodborne's. So I'm doing it for a stream, and I just want to get through it. Everyone's been playing kind of that. You're gonna eat one when I try to say the new game from Software.
Say the name.
No.
What is the new game?
Nope.
I don't know either.
Sekiro?
Nah. Oh, Sekiro.
Yes.
Yeah, I've already done it in my head where if you fuck up a word, I'm not doing it because that's gonna be like 50 of them.
Yeah, you're gonna open a crate of them.
Because, fuck trying to say these words out loud before the podcast is recording.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me just sit down, read out a list of different words. I'm just going to sit at my kitchen table with my coffee in the morning and write up a list of video game names and start saying them. Like my father wouldn't look at me like I'm losing my goddamn mind. I don't know. So I've been playing Sekiro, and I feel like I wanted to get into it. I played Dark Souls 1, but I never really got into those games. Like, I play around with them, but I never, like, felt a great attachment to them, and I didn't go back for Dark Souls 2. So I was like, I feel like playing one of those games. So I'm playing Bloodborne, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm so goddamn close to beating that boss. That giant
Which one?
Angry boss. The first bird boss? What's it called, Mary? Do you know?
Bird boss. When I was watching, you were just at the cleric beast, which is the first boss in the game.
Okay. The cleric beast
on the bridge. Okay, yeah.
I thought it was a bird boss. It looks like a bird. Is that not right?
I think it's more of like it's more like a wolf, or like it has like one of those canine style noses. It is kind of feathery, I guess. Maybe you could describe it that way, but. I don't know. I always thought of it as like some kind of mammal than like a bird.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another bean because that's not a fucking bird boss. It's the same color. So let's go. You know, that's probably the same flavor. That could be the stuff, right? The same flavor.
Please mark it in the box. Licorice kind of tastes like. What is it?
Right.
Skunk flavor. You never know. Could be the same. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Great. Bloodborne's hard. I kind of forgot how hard those games were. But at the same time, I feel like for a while there I was doing really well. Like, you get into zones, I feel like, where you're feeling pretty good. You're moving well in the game, and you kind of have a sense for how enemies are going to attack. And then at a drop of a hat, you lose that sense and get punched in the face by a giant werewolf monster, and that's kind of where I've been at. So.
Okay, hold up for a sec. How do you forget that Bloodborne is hard when it's made by the people who made Dark Souls? They're games that are known specifically for being extremely difficult.
I don't know. I sometimes forget. My memory of Dark Souls 1 I can remember the early parts of that game being hard, but then later on down the line, I feel like I got a really good handle on it. So, like, I think my memory of it might be skewed by the hours I spent dying to different bosses. So, you remember your successes more than your failures. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Does Bloodborne do the Dark Souls thing of you lose your souls and shit, and you have to pick up your dead body? Yep. Okay.
They're blood echoes.
Okay, that's what it's called.
Please, blood echoes.
Okay, I don't think that's in Sekiro, so that's why I asked. I was wondering if they departed from that earlier. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of makes sense because you're not like RPG leveling like in those other games. So there's no real reason for you to have to get that XP or whatever back.
Yeah, from the times I've seen people playing Sekiro, it's a lot of deaths. And them being pretty nonchalant about it compared to like Dark Souls and stuff.
Yeah. And we were talking, Mary, when I was playing it about like, hey, when's Bloodborne 2 coming out? Because that's it's cool. There's not many games that look like Bloodborne, I'll say that much.
Yeah, it definitely has a cool setting. That whole gothic Victorian horror vibe. There aren't a ton of games like that. I definitely want a sequel. I want another Souls style game where it's RPG leveling and stuff because I'm probably not going to play Sekiro until it's like $20 because that's the main part I like of those games. Combat's kind of second. So yeah, I'll wait. But I really want a new Bloodborne. That could be so cool, especially the enemy variety that shows up and just all the weird stuff they end up doing later on in the game. Like, can I spoil some of it for you? I don't know. How far have you been in that game?
How spoilery do you want to get? I mean, try to keep it somewhat.
Well, there's aliens later on, which is kind of cool.
Gray Martian men?
That doesn't surprise me at all. Okay.
Yeah.
What's an alien at that point? You know, when you have a giant monster, like what's an alien? Like that doesn't even fit this. I mean, if it's like grays from like
they're similar to looking like grays, but they're blue, so it's totally different.
Oh, of course.
Great, the Uncharted people returned.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, that game got really cool, and I definitely want to see a sequel. Yep. I own a PS4 because of that game, so they may as well bring out another one of them. Give me another reason to use that thing.
Yep.
Besides Idolmaster.
Tell me about Idolmaster. Just go on. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm playing more of it. I'm unlocking more idols. I have a set group of 3 now that are up to idol rank C. So hopefully I can start doing the crazy hard DL lives, which are unlocked when you download the DLC type stuff. It was free DLC at least, but yeah, there are extra costume parts, but this is also the part where the RNG gets super insane. And basically to unlock those parts, you have to have a really, really high score. And it's like I don't even know the percentages, but it's like getting an SSR costume in the regular games. So it's just grindy as fuck. And yeah, I've been playing it occasionally. Thankfully, the PS4 controller, you can plug headphones right in there. So I don't have to bug Gary with the same like 4 idol songs over and over again while he's playing Warframe. So that's kind of nice.
I'm sure he's incredibly thankful for that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, just playing more of that. Today is April 1st in Japan right now. Really? So both of the Idolmaster phone games have crazy April Fool's events going on. In Cinderella Girls, it's storybook themed. And the gimmick with that is that you play Minesweeper in the game. Like they added Minesweeper as some gimmick for it. The other Idolmaster phone game for April Fools, they have this like hero themed, and it's almost like Super Robot Wars themed. And there are some RPG elements, but you fight the evil idols with a song at the very end, an April Fool's Day exclusive song, and that's pretty cool. I just like the amount of effort they do for stupid April Fool's jokes in these games. They were cool last year too. yeah, that's about it for me for Idolmaster. Okay. I don't have a ton. Sorry. Sorry, not fun. Sorry. Oh, wait. Actually, the next event in Idolmaster Cinderella Girls got announced, and they are 2 of the new like idols that they talked about before. They haven't shown what they look like, but it's a set of twins, and they're gonna be voiced and blah blah blah. So now that game has twins, like all the other Idolmaster games.
So
have
2019.
Twins. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, okay, that's it. I'm done. Idolmaster report is over. Sorry.
I think Bang Dream has twins.
I bet it does.
They have sisters.
Okay,
yes,
sisters.
Those 2 sisters, where most of the community hates the one because they think she's mean or whatever. That's what I've seen. I don't remember their name.
Reason too. A good reason.
Yeah. Whatever.
So April Fool's is tomorrow, huh?
What are your pranks for work, Tharden?
I don't got none. I don't think about April Fools at all. Our prank is probably going to be, we actually have a big thing we got to get in, and we might not get that in by that point. So pranking, we're going to prank the big organization. That's going to be fun. They're going to have to call us and go like, hey, you didn't get your thing in. That's going to be the funny part.
Hilarious.
It's very funny. It's going to be very funny, and also potentially ruinous, but very funny.
I mean, it's only really a prank if you're like, surprise, it's not actually bad. So maybe you'll be able to finish it by the end of the day.
Maybe if somebody came in on the weekend, they finished it. And then we can just go like, aha, we didn't do it. Actually, we did.
Yeah, that would be better.
I don't know. Like, do people do April Fool's pranks at your workplaces?
Oh, no, not at all.
Workplaces, DJ?
No.
Not really? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Last time I mean, all the tech companies and stuff do like terrible April Fool's pranks, like Google and stuff, and Facebook, where it's like, we're releasing a thing, and then like Amazon did that with the button you could press, but that became a real thing because people were interested in it, the dash buttons or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. April Fool's is a weird day.
Google's
I don't know
stupid.
Google's April Fool's things are usually pretty good. Like they're obvious, but it's pretty funny.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully there's some good ones, maybe. I don't know. Don't April Fools me. That's all I'm saying. Don't try to April Fools me because I'll take you seriously and it won't be funny anymore. That's all I'm saying. Can't prank a person if he takes it to an extreme level when you try to prank him. That's all. So, Mary, you said you were kind of continuing playing Idolmaster.
Yeah.
Continuing to play the Division 2 also?
Yes, we played that together, played some with Pop Cans and Noisy, and yeah, Clan's doing well, I guess, for how many members we have. I don't know.
I have no idea. I can't judge the metrics. I have no idea how well the clan is.
Yeah, I haven't checked back in. Yeah. We got to like level 5 or something the other day, so it's fine. I hope we earned a weekly cash. I haven't checked. But yeah, we got up to World Tier 4, doing all those strongholds together and stuff. I think my gear score is around 400. I need to be 450 by April 5th because that's when the new fancy stronghold comes out, Tidal Basin, and it's supposedly going to be more raid-like, but they haven't really said what exactly that means. Yeah, still having a lot of fun with it, but definitely slowing down now that I've basically reached the end game. It's nice to see the map not all red anymore now that we did that. Because it was stressing me out. Like, shit was going bad for like a while. So, going pretty well. I don't know. I just need to play some more. But since I basically beat a second time or again on the Division, I just started playing other stuff more. Got back to the Idolmaster.
Okay, sure.
As you do.
As you do. Yeah. I'm 448 now. I played a little bit before this and got there, so I feel like what I'm going to do is clean up the map and then kind of get some 450 loot and then probably do something else, either The Witcher or I don't know, something. Find something else. Still got to beat Red Dead too.
Is 450 the cap?
Yes,
yes,
your
currently.
cap?
I'm pretty sure the cap goes up with this new content because why wouldn't it? But yeah, no Kingdom Hearts 3. You're not doing that.
I will at some point. I've got too many games to play.
Didn't you pre-order Kingdom Hearts 3?
I did.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Then why did you buy
it.
other games and have them like?
It's a situation where the backlog I thought I would get done by the time Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Didn't get done by the time
it doesn't help when you get a brand new game like The Division 2.
I know.
Then,
that's the problem.
Okay, it's not podcast, but this is either toasted marshmallow or stink bug for Thoudon's egregious buying.
Yep. Stink bug or what?
Oh god, that's not great.
Oh yeah.
That ain't stink bug. That ain't toasted marshmallow.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is great.
I'm sorry I messed up by not getting through the games I was supposed to get.
I don't know why you're getting punished when he messes up. That doesn't. You should be forcing Albie to be eating these.
DJ's got
content
on the mind.
To get better. Get better, Albie, so you can save a friend.
I'm gonna try it.
God, that was bad.
That's what the real torture is, Mary. And all the movies and stuff, it's always the real torture is they torture the person sitting next to the actual person they want to get information from. That's the real thing. Yep. It's just a shame I don't have any information.
Yep.
So you're gonna have a good night, my man.
How's your Division 2 running? Is it easy to get 450 loot? Because you said you're at 448 now. Is it going to be a massive grind to get that 2 levels?
Not really, no. I mean, I've been like it slows down a little bit once you get to 445. Like I feel like then is when it's like, all right, you're gaining a level every few minutes rather than like so fast or whatever. Like I think the hardest, it depends on what you're doing. Like if you're doing the side missions, I feel like if I just went and did the side missions, I would be probably 450 now. So it's not like a massive challenge. It's slow go.
And you can technically get above 450, like if you re-roll stuff on like your equipment, but the highest it'll actually drop will be 450. So
yeah, you can like reconfigure or put mods and stuff, and that'll jump the level up. It's gear score. Yeah. And then there's also like legendary exotics. They come up and they're neat. I was looking at one earlier. It's like every few seconds you shoot, it gets faster. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like the devotion in Apex.
Like the devotion in Apex, sure. Yeah. How's Apex going for you, Optics? Are you still having luck with killing?
Yeah, it's fun. Mostly been doing the thing where I just duo with Pupcans. It's always usually very fun because Pupcans and me almost always jump on that loot ship which flies across the map, and almost every single other person hates doing that, so you usually get randoms even getting annoyed at us going there, which is great. But it usually works out for us. We've had some fun. I think a couple days ago we had our first like actual win-win where I killed the final person. It was pretty funny.
Cool.
One of us was the robot man who can scan ahead in time, and we were in like one of the last sort of circles. We found the one house that was in the circle way before that circle was going to get shown, so we just hid in that house for a good 6 or so minutes until we were the second to last squad. Then they obviously knew we were in there because they were outside the house, and it became this just spam fest of shots. And Popguns was the new character, so he threw a jump pad down right at the entrance of this like doorway where they were shooting at us.
Okay.
I didn't realize this, but I guess they also didn't realize this because they were probably hitting it as well. Popcans went down at one point, and I freaked out, so I just ran out to try and change position essentially to try and get like more angle on them and stuff. Didn't realize the jump pad was there and flew way up.
That's good. That's good comms right there.
Yeah, but it also freaked them the fuck out because they didn't know where I went. And I eventually just got behind two of them and just mowed them down. It was very lucky and very funny.
That's
But we
great.
did win that one. Another one we won today. Pubcans did some good work there. It was pretty funny though. I died, so I was spectating the random guy, and
Mhm.
Pubcans was just. I was trying to feed Pubcans info, but it turns out my mic wasn't working or something, so he didn't know. And there was just one Bangalore left who can drop smoke grenades down, and you can't really see through that smoke unless you're actually in it, which I like in that smoke. And it was just Pubcans and this guy just peppering this guy, but not doing it well enough. So like they recharged their gold shield like 3 times, and it was just this one person constantly trying to shield up, while those two were peppering that person with constant smoke because the recharge rate was just enough that they could keep pressing smoke in. It was very funny and stupid. But yeah,
Yeah.
Apex is good. I'm doing the battle pass and I'm still doing a level a day, so I'm still kind of on target. I'm doing a bit more than a level a day, so I think I'm actually technically 3 levels ahead, which is roughly where I should be anyway, because it's 100 levels and you have 90 days. So yeah, that's going. It's still going. We found out one of the things, because there's a thing at the end of the match where it says playing with friends, and it's always 0 for a long portion of the time. Turns out you have to get these little shards essentially, where it via like level 12 through the battle pass. You have to level up the battle pass to find these shards, and then they increase it by 2.5% every time you get one of those shards, per friend. So I could theoretically get 5% extra bonus right now if I had a second person. And then that stacks. I think there's like 5 or so of those inside the battle pass, but you only get them like every 10 to 20 into 10 to 20 levels. So you're already near the end by the time you've got all this bonus XP coming at you. So it's kind of weird. It'd be nicer if they front loaded that, but I can also see why they partially don't want to front load that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think there's like some stuff about them going to tweak a little bit of the actual map to adjust for like season 1 special stuff, but who knows when that's going to happen. We've got like 2 months to do it all.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, 2 months. I guess that's gonna be quite a long time. I don't know.
Yeah, for the one battle pass thing, and there's a new character coming eventually within that time period, but who knows when it's going to be. And again, like 3 months for like the single battle pass, especially when like the battle pass loot stuff is not that great. The skins are very mediocre. There's already better skins out there. I like that free Twitch one that they gave out for Robot Man. I think that's the best one that they have.
Nah, any of the ones that make Pathfinder thick, those fucking suck. I think they look stupid.
They do. Most of them do.
They look dumb as hell.
Maybe it's something about that purple that I like. I don't know.
Like I use just like a regular. It's just a palette swap from the regular skin instead of the Twitch Prime one, because I think it looks fucking stupid.
That's true. Yeah. And as Popcans mentioned in the chat, if you grind like I'm doing, you can theoretically get your money back, so you can buy the second season. But again, like buying the season doesn't get you much of the rewards. You get like maybe 2 skins at the start, and that's it. So the season pass, unless you're committed to it, isn't going to be entirely worth it to you.
Yeah, that's my problem. Is like I would buy it, but like I don't play that much Apex, and I feel like just anecdotally among our friend group, like it's kind of you and Pop that are playing the most Apex
Pretty much
right now.
Yeah.
Everybody else has either moved on to other games, or I mean, it's no fault to Apex. It's just like, hey, a lot of Sekiro came out.
Yeah, exactly. Sekiro, Division 2. I think there's a new Overwatch character, so the Overwatch people are on that. Yeah.
Warframe,
Warframe anniversaries going on right
Yeah.
now too. So I'm gonna be playing a bunch of that tonight with Gary.
Great.
But yeah,
Warframe is really good. That's all I
yeah,
have to
it's
say.
fun.
The back, it's just from the back.
Me too,
Warframe.
really. That's all I have to say. Like I played a little bit of it this week, but nothing that
Mhm.
crazy.
Warframe's a great game. Go play Warframe. That's all we have to say. Thank you. Our recommendation back as a box. Hey, Warframe's pretty good. Go play Warframe.
So if I were to start Warframe right now, how
Mhm.
much time investment would I need to
A
get to
lot.
good stuff?
A
Yeah,
lot.
that's what I'm worried about.
It depends.
Like even if you're playing with people who know what they're doing, it's still a lot of time. And
Have
you
you ever
won't know what's going on for about 75% of it. So
Well, I know there were like some Twitch Prime things where they were giving out like fancy versions
stuff.
of the frames, like actual characters. So if you claimed
Ah.
any of those, like
Yeah,
it's
you'd be
not
back.
that bad. Yeah.
yeah, I was stuck
But-
using Excalibur for like
Mhm.
90% of my time with Warframe because I couldn't bother to put in the time to build another one.
Yeah, if you got like Trinity Prime,
Mhm.
she has a heal, which is very useful right away. Or like Frost and Ember Prime, those are also just very straightforward to play. But I mean, you just go through the planets. They're all like on a line linked up, and I don't know.
Yep.
It's not, there's a lot, but when you start playing it, it kind of starts to make sense. Like you kind of
Yeah.
learn as you go. You don't really need to dive into the deep end until you've like, hey, I figured this out, so what else can I do? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I can make a pet. I guess I'll do that. Like, I would just recommend going through as much of the story content as possible because you kind of need that stuff done anyway. Even
Right.
though I totally need to do a lot more story quests because I just got into the whole collecting everything and farming everything mindset. So I don't know. You can kind of just play it like you want as long as you don't freak out and get overwhelmed with like the amount of options that you have, I suppose. I don't know. It helps having somebody that plays and can kind of like, hey, I'm right here. I have this going. What do you think I should do? Like they can
Right.
kind of point you in the right direction, but you don't really need that. I don't think there's a way you can like mess up in Warframe per se. Other than just like not leveling your stuff, but that's pretty straightforward. Like no matter what weapon you get, just level it because it helps you out in the end anyway.
So you can't really use your materials in a wrong way by building the wrong thing.
No,
Okay.
yeah, not really. I mean, you could be like Albie and start
What?
building stuff from a previous event for no reason. And you're
You-
like, hey, I can build this strut. And we were all like, you don't need to do that right now. Like, yeah, that event is going to come back or like a newer version of it. And then you'll need it. But
Just build. It's just strut. What's wrong with that? I just wanted
you
to
didn't need it.
I mean, that's fair. But
I mean, you'll use it
someday.
eventually,
Yeah.
but you didn't need it right then. But yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to just like experience Warframe and just kind of get the story stuff and see what's going on, like if you didn't want to build other frames and you got like a pretty decent weapon, you could just roll, like you could just keep going.
Yeah, like my friend started playing it recently on Switch and he was having an okay time. He's like, look, watch me fight this boss the last time we went over. And it took a long time, but he did it. And we didn't have to like backseat game him or anything. Like
Yep.
it wasn't like Dark Souls or whatever, where you're like, you fucked up and you didn't pick up your blood echoes and you attacked the big guy. What are you
Please.
doing?
Hey, I feel like that's directed at me. I feel like that's
Maybe.
a personal attack.
Maybe.
Okay.
But yeah.
A little mean, but yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to actually be mean. I'm just
You're
saying,
not.
like,
It's
you
fine.
can't. It's kind of you can't really fuck up in that game.
No.
I was.
You can't mess up in Warframe. Like there are things you could do that would be better, Like you could probably like save up, get blueprints, build stuff. That's probably the better way to play Warframe. But if you just want to experience like what the hell is the Second Dream? Why do people care about the story of Warframe? It wouldn't take that long, really, I don't think. If you kind of beelined it, the game isn't really made for that, but if you are able to kind of like, if you had somebody go like, here's what you need to do, X, Y, and Z, get to this point, you could mainline all the story stuff in probably like 20 hours, maybe, kind of get through it all.
220 hours.
No, 20 hours. Sorry, not
Okay.
220. Just 220 hours.
Yeah.
Just put in, 2 months. You'll be fine. No, I mean, you could definitely get to like the stuff we're doing now in probably 20 hours if you really wanted to.
Some of the story stuff does take a while. Like I completed one story mission chain like in an afternoon one day because I just wanted to get it done. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would recommend it if you're interested and you like keep hearing us all talk about Warframe. If you want to just see what the Second Dream is, if you want to know what the Void's talking about, it don't take that long, really.
It's actually fun to play too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also like weirdly like there's characters that keep popping back up, so there's some fun moments where you're like, oh shit, it's that guy again. He's back. That's weird. Like I was doing some stuff in the Oregon Void, and this half body of a dude showed up, and I was like, whoa, this dude's got no legs. I remember him. I chopped his legs off. That's weird that he's back. That seems weird. And that was fun. That's fun. Always seeing Legolas people that you know. That's the favorite thing. So yeah. Warframe. Great game. You know what else is a great game? Probably the greatest game of all. DJ, you played this with also. I'm surprised. Tetris 99.
Well, this bad seg. This is either Peach or this is Barf. I'm not sure which one.
Probably gonna be Barf because that segue was Barf.
Oh yeah. Oh god. There's not good. Oh god.
Oh god. Yeah, this is where they're just beating on a dude in a dark room. I'm so sorry. I don't have any information to tell them, but I'm not getting hit, so I'm just gonna stay quiet.
That was the one that I had like a couple days ago that made me go, no, this is awful. I'm gonna save it for the pod. Oh god. Yeah, Tetris 99. I assume most of you got it, but if you haven't been aware, Twitch Prime is giving 3 months of Nintendo Online for free. And if you do 60 concurrent days of Twitch Prime, you get the extra 9 months for the rest of the year. So they're theoretically giving away a full year's worth of Nintendo Online for probably about the same price you honestly would have paid for it. But at least you're getting a lot of other Twitch Prime benefits like games and subscribing to someone and whatnot. So yeah, it's kind of worth it in the long run. And yeah, so I figured I'd finally get it, and now Splatoon 2 works again for me, but I'm still not going to play it yet. And wanted to play that Tetris 99 game, which is free, which everyone's talking about. And oh god, I suck at Tetris because I haven't played it in so long. I am amazed I even like lasted to like the late 80s out of 99 people.
Is that the highest you got so far? Was it in the 80s?
Yeah, like somewhere in the 80s. I haven't played Tetris in so long, so I've forgotten how like to build the structures so that you can get the proper Tetrises going. It is a really cool wrapper though. It's really fun to see all the other play spaces like in your
periphery
screen. Yeah, in your periphery and the screen and stuff. I think that's a really neat touch.
Yep. It's neat. I mean, I think it does a really good job of just making you feel like just like sometimes you just get lit up. You'll just get lit up and they'll be like, well, there's nothing I can do about this. Somebody just dropped 20 lines on me and now I'm just done.
I bet it's all the people that are just like targeting KOs. So they see how bad the line is and like the AI is just like, yeah, this guy sucks. have like 12 people target this guy.
Yep. I was playing a lot. I was watching some March Madness yesterday and just doing that for hours. And I felt like I finally was starting to get it. I feel like I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing much better now. I remember how to play Tetris. I eventually got 9. That was the highest I got. I ended up
Top
9.
10. That's
Top
good.
10. Yeah, I felt
Very
pretty good about it.
What was your best position?
I think it's like 5 or
Oh
something. I'm not
shit!
sure. Let me. I
Silent
have my
on me.
Switch in front of me right now, so I'm gonna go check. So talk amongst yourselves about more Tetris, I guess.
That's fine. We can kind of pivot as well. I
Mhm.
should have also added I was toying with the NES games as well.
Oh.
That's a really neat wrapper that they actually have for that thing.
What are the NES games they have right now? I haven't touched that.
There's a lot. I was playing with Ice Climbers.
Oh,
There's
great.
some Double Dragon.
Ooh.
There's a bunch of Zelda games, but
Oh,
like
really?
5 or 6 of them have the same front like image. So I'm just like, I don't even know which Zelda this is.
Huh.
But yeah, there's a bunch of different like Zeldas that have the same front image, if that helps in any way. There's Mario Brothers too. There's probably lots of most of the Mario Brothers
Mm-hmm.
that were on the NES and whatnot. I just like the wrapper around that whole thing. It's very nice. Excite Bike's there as well.
Ooh.
It loads in and loads out very easy, seamlessly. I haven't done any like if you can save it or whatnot. I assume you can because it's a thing that you should be able to do now.
Yeah, there are save states in that, and
Yeah,
I was
great.
number 5.
Huh. I haven't seen a full list of what's in that, and
Yeah, they keep
I almost
adding to
forgot.
it.
Sure.
I don't know what they're adding nowish. I wouldn't be too surprised if their E3 direct is just like, hey, we're adding SNES games, or they
Sure.
upgrade something to add more.
Yeah,
There
I was
was
thinking
that.
that.
Somebody data mined it the other day, and they saw like placeholder wrapper things or whatever for Super Nintendo games. So I hope that
Ah,
actually happens.
I mean, you could see them adding 64 games too at some point, and then just keep, here's GameCube games. I mean, why not at a certain point?
No, they would charge actual money for
yeah.
that
You
shit.
think for the
They're not gonna.
GameCube, it's not old enough?
Yes.
Okay.
I doubt they would
Getting
even
there.
give away N64. Like there's no way.
That's
What
crazy.
about Game Boy games? Do you think that could be like
They've
original?
done
Sure,
Game Boy,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What other platforms they haven't done? 64 and
Virtual
GameCube.
Boy.
I mean, sure.
Platforms, like real platforms.
God damn it, for that one.
You better be able to play some Virtual Boy games
On that
On the Labo.
Yeah.
Labo.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
I would
have
totally
fun,
buy
but
it.
Good luck holding that shit to your face and using a controller at the same time.
Go ahead, DJ. For the Virtual Boy.
They might include a strap. I don't know.
This is either buttered popcorn or rotten egg. Oh, I forgot to show it to you though.
Yes.
Oh god, this is also not good.
Egg.
There's no run.
Weird.
It's nowhere near as bad as Bath. I can tolerate this, but god, Bath is so bad.
I bet.
Was it realistic? Did it taste like bile?
I'd rather have real Bath than
okay.
put in there. God damn.
Well, we can arrange that. I'm gonna have you
Yeah, maybe it's going to happen by the end of this podcast.
Oh, that's funny.
That is fun.
That is fun. I'm an evil man. That's all I'm saying. I love it. I don't know. I don't think that they've done most of those, right? Like they've done N64 before.
I think they've done most of the NES. Did they do N64? Because I can't remember.
Oh, on the virtual console? Yeah, they did.
I think they did.
Oh, huh.
I mean, everybody always says like, man, I wish they would just bring all the Wii U titles over. I kind of want some of the Wii titles also. I mean, it has some of that built-in functionality. I just like the Wii stuff. I know it's not like great games in terms of like the hardcore crowd likes, but for me, I'd love to play fucking Wii Sports again. Just give me a Wii Sports port, really.
It's largely why I bought the Wii U, because it had Wii capabilities, and that's why I bought stuff like Mario Galaxy, Galaxy 2, a bunch of those Wii Sports and WiiWare games as well, because I knew I would eventually want to play those.
I just love bowling. Just give me a bowling.
Just the bowling.
Just the bowling.
They even had like Commodore 64 games on the
really?
Virtual Console at one point. So yeah, they'll put whatever on the Virtual Console label. Not that it exists anymore, but whatever.
I wouldn't be surprised like some of their like B budget, like the lower end Wii games might end up there. Maybe you do put like a Wii Sports on this Virtual Console thing. Like I think that would sell their online service.
That Soccer Mario game.
Yep.
That was actually
Super
not
Mario
bad
Strikers.
Yeah, that was kind of fun for like a party game.
Wasn't there a baseball game too?
Sluggers.
Yeah,
that existed.
That's a great name.
Sluggers. I mean, Mario's Italian, so he's got to love sluggers. I mean, come on. He's a big Yankees fan.
Oh, okay.
He's a big Yankees.
I thought maybe you were being racist in some way or something.
No, I was just picturing Mario in New York, right? No, well, he's not from New York, right? He's from New Donk City. So, is he? I don't know. Didn't play Odyssey. I have no idea. Did they confirm that? Anybody? Where's Mario from?
I don't think you started in New Donk City. It was a world you went to.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he's canonically from in that.
Well, aren't they making a Mario movie TV series? What are they making? They're making some kind of somebody's making some kind of thing. Somebody's making a Mario thing.
Get Luigi again.
Luigi Mario? Luigi Mario?
I forget who he was. I want to say Paul Giamatti, but I 100% know that's wrong.
It was the dude in The Pest, and John Leguizamo. That's who it was.
Yep.
It's got a crazy fun name too.
John Leguizamo.
Also get Paul Giamatti in there. Whatever.
Also Paul Giamatti, sure, yeah.
He should be Toad.
Mario. Yeah.
Paul Giamatti is Toad, like the most depressed, self-loathing Toad.
Oh, it'd be so funny. Oh, it'd be so good. Just get like some of the biggest name actors to play Mario characters.
I don't know. Paul Giamatti, he doesn't have much of a career anymore. Wasn't he in Liar Liar or something too? He was in some shitty kids movie. What?
Hey, you calling Liar Liar shitty?
Yes, it's very shitty.
DJ's about to quit this podcast.
Films.
I mean, you can eat a bean for that if you want.
This one's on
but...
you. Yeah.
Okay.
This one's on you. This is your torture. You take this.
You take Liar Liar back. I think this is cake. This has like no flavor.
Mary was right, I guess. That's what confirms. Yeah. Really.
Liar Liar confirmed shitty movie.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so Tetris 99's good. I'm going to definitely try out that Nintendo console stuff and probably report back on that next week and see what that's like. It should be fun. I really like it, and I'm literally happy to give it out. Like, I was not expecting it at all, but I think it's a real good thing. As somebody that pays for Amazon Prime, I'm getting my money's worth, let me tell you that much. So I'm happy about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. My silver chest is ready in Elder Scrolls, so I need to open it right now. Because this game is bullshit.
Are you playing Blades?
Yes, yeah.
Oh no. Tell me about Elder Scrolls Blades.
I don't think I really like it. To be sad about it, I might enjoy it more if there was a shitty anime wrapper around it, because to be honest, there's not much Elders. No, I'm serious.
I thought you meant like an actual rapper. Like I thought you were gonna be like Miku out there laying some bars about Elder Scrolls.
No. But like at least then there would be some personality. Like I like Elder Scrolls, but it doesn't seem like there's any of the actual like spirit of those games in this. Like Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah. Well, I mean they could have tried. They're like you're collecting glow dust and frost salts, and like the equipment is the same as in Skyrim and stuff, but it's still like the missions are so cookie cutter. They're like, go to this map and kill a bunch of bandits. Like there's no personality or flavor whatsoever in this game, which is kind of disappointing. Like if it at least had that, I could put up more with the mobile treadmill of timers.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I went back and watched the E3 like announcement video after playing a little bit of it. I downloaded the game on Thursday, signed in with my account, and then Friday morning they were like, "Hey, you're allowed to play." So I did. I got some free armor and stuff for signing up during E3. Which is kind of nice because normally they sell a pack of that armor for $5 in the store. So that was kind of nice, I guess, that I got it for free. But yeah, like, I don't understand. Like, they said at E3 that this is going to also be available on PCs. It's going to be available as a phone VR game. It's going to be available
phone
as
VR, sure.
PC VR too. Like, they specifically made a point saying that it would be for regular PC VR.
We already have that. It's called Skyrim VR.
Yeah, but
Dunked on.
Skyrim VR is actually a game. Like this, I don't understand why you would go to the bother of setting up all of your VR equipment, playing it for like 5 to 10 minutes. You max out the amount of chests that you're allowed to carry, which you can
time
upgrade.
to take this off.
Yeah, you can upgrade it with like the premium currency you get, which helps, but it takes like 3 hours to open a silver quality chest. The chest quality underneath it only takes 5 seconds. But if you started opening a silver chest before you filled up like your whole inventory with a bunch of regular chests, you're basically boned. Like you can either just stop playing or you could spend the premium currency. But you also want to pick up as many chests as you can because you get experience just from the act of picking them up. So you need that stuff to level. And you need the stuff inside the chest so you can actually level up your town and put down like you need essential items in there, like having a blacksmith, having an alchemy shop, an enchanter's tower. Like you have to be grinding like crazy. And to build all of those things in your town takes in-game time as well, too. So I just do not see how that could work at all for like PC VR the way they have this built right now. Because I mean, I have a VR headset and I don't have to set up a bunch of sensors or anything because it has the inside out tracking. But even I wouldn't go to the amount of effort to set up VR and then check back in like, oh, hey, it's been 3 hours. I guess I should play my game again. Like, fuck that. No. Like, even if it's free, I'm not going to, like, I could see maybe like the day it comes out doing that once, like, oh, I'll play some Beat Saber for a while and then maybe turn it back on before I put away my headset. But that's not a good way to play a game in VR. I don't know why they said they were going to do that other than like, hey, it's cool. You can play it in VR. Ooh. But yeah, it just seems like a bad idea. And it's kind of disappointing because I mean, I bought Skyrim for my Switch. I like the idea of a portable Elder Scrolls game, but I'd much rather play that.
Sure. Okay.
Because it's at least like it actually has Elder Scrolls in it. This is just a plain like I don't know.
Just a mobile
Has
game.
Anybody
really?
else? Yeah, it's still technically early access, I guess, so they could change like what actually happens in this game, but hopefully they do because right now it's more like I treat it like a Tamagotchi that has like an Elder Scrolls Tamagotchi, and even then like I'm not that engaged with it, so it's kind of disappointing. Has anybody else here been able to play it yet? Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah. I'm
watching.
They announced that, and I was like, "It's not Elder Scrolls 6. Why are you fucking making this? Nobody's gonna play this, and it's gonna suck."
I mean, people played the hell out of that Fallout Shelter game for some reason.
Was actually good.
I didn't like it. I don't know. I'm weird, but that had a lot more actual game to it, even though it had timers, and I feel like it had more flavor in it as well. Like the writing in that game was snappier. It's
just
like,
sounds soulless.
It sounds like
it feels like it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It almost seems this sounds mean, but it sounds like a Chinese developer ripped off Elder Scrolls and took the assets and like threw together. I don't know how this game was actually made, but it seems like a bootleg game almost.
Man, that nails it. I've been watching this person play it while you've been talking, and that nails it kind of a lot, because it doesn't quite look like Elder Scrolls or like Skyrim or whatever, but it looks close enough. And like the quests that they're doing is they're going into like one dungeon thing essentially, and just it looks like they're just going through like the same halls and the same hallways or rooms and finding the same stuff.
That's how I would describe it too. There's basically like 3 different environments. There's like a ruin cave type environment. There's an outdoors in the woods with like dryads, and there is like there's the ruins and then just plain old caves as well too. So I'm only like level 8 in my game. My town is level 2. I built the alchemist shop. Like maybe it opens up and expands, but I really doubt it so far.
And like it just looks weird as it plays. Like you're just walking around. I assume you're using the touchscreen to walk around. And then you see like an enemy, and it just instant snaps to said enemy. It looks really weird.
You having a dialogue with the enemy? Is that why?
No, but it acts that way. Okay. And the combat isn't great either. Like skeevers will jump at you and then jump back, and you have to time your swing. Like you can't just hit the button to swing. You have to actually make contact with them. So you basically can't hit them unless they're lunging at you. And there's no way you can move forward or anything like you can in the regular games. So it's very off-putting.
It seems like a lot of these like actions are on timers and stuff.
They
like
are,
you have to do
yes.
it at the right time, which is even worse for VR. When Jake showed us with Skyrim, all you have to do is fucking flail your hands.
I mean, that would be preferable. Like, I'd like to just go tap, 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 tap on the screen. But no, you have to wait for the circle to fill. Right. And if you let go on the circle while it is still, like, glowing, you get a critical hit. And that's kind of neat. But, like, that gimmick gets very old. And the combat doesn't feel satisfying whatsoever. And just all of the abilities and skills, you have to wait for them to load up for some reason. I don't know why. There's no explanation for that. And it just either saps your mana or your stamina. And you can use a potion to get it back up, I guess. And they regenerate slowly, but I don't know. I'm not... It's disappointing.
That's weird. Like, yeah, it feels like you could almost remove the Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls words from it, and it would just be, here's this game.
Like a generic fantasy game, yeah.
Here's rats. Like, yeah.
Like I remember, like, Orcs and Elves, like, on the phone. That was really fun. And, like, Doom RPG was actually really cool, too. So I was kind of excited for this game. Sure. Like, it could be really neat. Like, but it's just super disappointing and flavorless and dull. Like, I like phone games. I'm not necessarily like going to shit on it for that reason. But
you have to try.
I've been loving Lara Croft Go. I mean, you know, like, you can make a good version of a popular series as a phone game. It just takes work, and it takes, like, making good choices.
But yeah, like with the Elder Scrolls name, I automatically have higher expectations. Sure. So that's probably partly also why I was like, well, if it was dumb anime crap, like, I might be able to deal with it. Like, at least then, like, there might be more flavor and something that I can grab onto. But no, there's just nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, take Elder Scrolls, make it an anime thing. I mean, it would be at least a little bit more interesting.
There are mods for that, you know, Albie.
There's mods for everything in Skyrim.
I bet there is.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Great. It's just like, that's a shame. It could be cool. Like, I'd play an Elder Scrolls phone game. Like, I'm not opposed to that. Hell, I liked Elder Scrolls card game. I actually enjoyed that game a little bit because it actually had some real good flavor stuff in there where I was like, oh yeah, okay, you're telling an actual, like, story around this stuff, but
there's none of that in here. So
it's a shame.
yeah.
Okay. Mary, you have one last game on your list, and
yeah, I'm sorry. I won't talk about this too
do?
long because there's not much to it. I got drunk like Thursday night,
Okay.
and I was hanging out with Gary, and I was like, I want to get a new game on my Switch, and I was just
like
yes.
I want to get a new game.
Dang
Okay,
it, I
go
want a
ahead.
new game on my Switch. So I was looking around in the eShop, and I was like, no. And then I saw Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play Final Fantasy VII again, because it's not like the remake is coming out anytime soon.
It's true.
So yeah, I went ahead and bought it for like $16 or whatever, whatever their money is on.
Mary,
I didn't buy the Steam version earlier. It's been a long time since I played it. When we were going to Sherwood Forest Fair, like it takes like an hour and a half at least to drive over there. My friends were playing an episode of Retronauts, the podcast, talking about Final Fantasy VII, and I was getting mad every time they were saying something wrong about the game in it. Like, you're hanging out in Avalanche at the Texas bar. And I'm like, motherfucker, the name of that bar is Seventh Heaven, you idiots. How do you not know that? So yeah, I was getting mad about Final Fantasy VII. His wife, they got married, my bad. His wife was asking me about how the materia system worked, so I was explaining all that to her. She asked me, okay. And I was like, that was actually really fun. It made me want to play Final Fantasy VII again, so went ahead and got it, and I've been playing it while watching some PAX East streams this weekend. Like while that's going, I'm playing it in the background. I'm about to do the motorcycle chase mini game thingy. I'm about to get out of Midgar.
Favorite part.
I made sure Don Corneo picked Cloud as his new bride. I made Cloud the prettiest princess in the world.
Nice.
Good.
So it's a lot of fun. I'm having fun just going through and playing that game again. And it looks really nice on the Switch too. Like as nice as that game can look. Like I know. It's still like side by side, like the PS1 version where it's all super jaggy. Like, yeah, it's still low poly and like no textures on the characters, but at least they look smooth. It runs really well. I don't have to worry about load times or anything. So it's a nice way of playing that game. Also, it has cheats built in. You click in both. You can click in both thumbsticks to turn random encounters off. If you click in the right thumbstick, it automatically heals your party and gives everyone limit breaks ready to go.
So it's not like a menu. It's just you have to do a weird ass button combo.
It's kind of neat though. I'm having fun going through it and playing again. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII.
So is it like
maybe having fun?
Is it like a part of the PC version?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I figured. So it's a part of a port.
And to be honest, the first way I played Final Fantasy VII was a port. Like I bought the weird trapezoid box for PC. Like when that came out, it was brought out by IDOS. Like back then.
Yes.
And I had to get some weird like Yamaha MIDI sound font to make the game's music was still pretty bad though, even with the fancy Yamaha. But yeah, so it's kind of neat to play that game closer to the PS1 version. Yeah, it's neat.
Man, I want to see that part in Final Fantasy VII where you dress Cloud up in the remake. I want to see that so bad.
Me too. Like that was one of my favorite parts of the game. Like it's fun. Yeah.
Such a weird moment.
The Honeybee Inn that's a weird moment for sure. The group bathing with the whole bunch of bodybuilders.
Yep.
You could do that with Cloud.
So many weird moments. Well,
yeah. That's all I have to say about Final Fantasy VII. It's still fun, especially if you're playing it with videos in the background and you already know what you're doing.
This one is either strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish.
Why are you eating that one?
Because why are you paying $16 in 2019?
It's unusual.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I deserve it.
This doesn't make sense still.
So rotten fish it is, huh?
Yeah, it's dead fish. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, all fish you eat are dead, but
you know when you open like tinned cat food?
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus!
Like, and you smell that? Yeah, that's the taste that I'm getting.
Oh, great!
I don't know why
I
don't know why I associated that smell to a taste, but that's what I'm getting.
That has to be. You couldn't pay me enough money to eat something that tastes like cat food. The way cat food smells.
I mean, I eat Taco Bell every once in a while.
Wow,
that's a good bird.
I know a man named Drew who's gonna take offense to that. He's gonna be out here in the streets, winning a fight.
I mean, next time you get drive-through Taco Bell, sniff that bag of your Taco Bell and tell me what it smells like.
It smells like Taco Bell. It smells fucking amazing.
It smells like cat food.
You don't know it's not, to be honest. If you ever look at the meat, you don't know it's not. Really, let's be honest.
Hey, it's at least 85% beef, okay? It's 85% beef. Taco Bell has said it officially. Yes, there's
what's the other 15%? I mean, what's the other?
It's mainly oats.
It's like filler.
It's like oat filler, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's good for you.
Filler. Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah, sure.
I saw oat milk at the store. It's very healthy. It's oat milk. Don't you want to drink some oat milk? That's what everyone says.
Is there an oat milk flavored jelly bean? Because
no, I wish the closest you've got is spoiled milk.
Which is hopefully that'll be next. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, in the risk of raining on this parade, let's talk about Risk of Rain 2, Jake.
I got a copy of Risk of Rain 2 from a buddy because they are doing a buy one get one thing right now where you buy a copy for $20, I believe, and they give you a gift copy as well because the game is in early access at the moment. And I had looked at it and I'd seen some gameplay of it. I was like, okay, this looks kind of cool, whatever. And then friend was like, yo, do you want a copy of this? I was like, sure. We played it. And it turns out I did not know I needed that game in my life. Risk of Rain 2 is fucking awesome. That game is great.
Wow.
I didn't play the first one because I'm terrible at 2D platformers. I'm fucking awful at them. So I'd never played the first one. Second one's pretty fucking good though. Like,
wow.
That's a good time. Get four people together, play through that. I don't know if you guys have played the first one at all, and I'm guessing the gameplay is similar in how it works. So the game is always getting harder. Like it's on a timer. And so you have to balance getting items, getting upgrades, and getting through the levels. So if you spend too much time getting items, the game is then getting harder, so you're not going to make it as far.
Okay.
But you still have to go into the level and then find the exit. So that takes a little bit. And you go to the exit or the teleporter, you trigger it, and then you got to fight a boss. And then you fight the boss, and then you go to the next level.
Does the boss also get harder as the time goes on? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And there's a scale in the corner. It's like, hey, you're an easy, and the easy moves by, and you're on medium now. And then it's like hard and very hard. And then insane, and then impossible, and then like I think there's 3 or something at the end. It's like they're in all caps. One's like, I see you, I'm coming, and then something else I haven't seen that one yet. So I'm guessing if you live long enough, the game spawns some fucking insane, scary monster, and it just comes out and destroys you.
Ooh, that's interesting.
But I haven't seen that yet, so I don't think I will, because we don't live that long. Like we actually had to bump it down to easy so we can actually see something more than the first 3 levels. Because like we still hadn't figured out the balance of, hey, we need to like prioritize finding the teleporter, and then once we find the teleporter, we do the boss fight or whatever, and then before we take the teleporter, we go around and we try to find upgrades real quick, and then we hit it and we go.
Mm.
And you have to pay money at these chests to open them, and depending on how much you pay, you might get something that's better. And because you get money from killing enemies.
Yeah, this sounds a lot like Risk of Rain 1.
Yeah,
but
so you get money from killing enemies, and there are like drones that you can repair. There's like healing drones, there's gunner drones, and there are missile drones. And you repair them, and then they fly around you, and then they persist through the rest of the game. They follow you into the next levels.
And you have multiples.
Yeah, like you can get as many as you can activate. Yeah, as many as you find, you can turn them on, and those cost money as well. So,
is there like seeded worlds? Are they always different? Like, are the loot boxes going to be in different locations? Is there always going to be 3 drones in said map, or like could there be multiples based on your instance?
So the maps are kind of random. Like the first one that you load onto most of the time looks pretty much the same every time. There'll be a couple of small changes, but like the core of the level is the same.
Right.
Sure.
And I believe the item drops and stuff are not the same. They're just kind of in random locations.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because I imagine the loot boxes will always be random regardless. But yeah, location and drone stuff, I was wondering. And what was it that made you suddenly go, oh, this is a game that is really awesome and I'm going to continue to play a bunch more of?
I think it's the shooting is really satisfying. And once you have a whole bunch of items stacked up, like there's a box that goes across the top of your screen, and you can like fill that with items, with upgrades, and then upgrades stack. So it's like, hey, I have 3 of these things, and I've got 2 of these things, and I got 1 of these things. Okay. And they're things like, oh, hey, this adds another jump, is the description. So if you get another one, it's like, hey, you have a triple jump now. You find another one, you got a quadruple jump.
So it still has a lot of platforming or whatever.
And not a lot.
Oh, okay.
There is some, but like not nearly as much.
Okay.
At this point, we call it verticality for 3.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some verticality to it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, this looks neat. Like I played the first one, but I wasn't super interested in the second. But this does look pretty interesting.
Yeah, if you ever played the game called Crimson Land, I didn't, but I've heard this compared to it several times. Crimson Land with classes and more modifiers. That's what Midge is saying in the chat.
Okay.
So this is early access. What are you guys expecting as like a roadmap to 1.0? What do they need to add, and what could they add?
Honestly, like I didn't know it was early access, and it doesn't have the early access stink to it, if that makes any sense. There are some things that probably need to be changed. Like the teleporters are really hard to see because they're black, and a lot of the areas you're trying to find these teleporters in are also super dark. So you might run by the teleporter like 3 times and not even see it. Which people on their forums have been like, can you make these a little easier to see? Because I did a solo run today where I got stuck on because once you go through enough of the levels, you'll loop back around. So I'm guessing more levels are probably coming.
Sure.
But the first one is a pretty small, compact area. And I spent 20 minutes running around that area trying to find a teleporter. I checked every single area, did not find it. Just jumped off a cliff and ended my run. I was like, no, I'm done. I was just like, I can't find this fucking thing. I was like, I don't know if it clipped into a wall and like only the base of it's sticking out, and that's why I can't see it. Like it's not. I just gave up. I was like, I'm 45 minutes into this fucking run. Thanks, guys. Like I've checked every fucking possible place for this thing, and it's not here.
Huh. Yeah, that'd be a good one to add. Maybe more tile sets? I don't know how many tile sets they have or whatever, but different looking worlds.
I've seen 4 different worlds so far.
Okay.
And there's some stuff like some of the enemies are kind of bullshit. Like there's one that'll like it'll warp. It'll just like kind of warp around, and it doesn't. The time between warps doesn't give you enough time to shoot it and like actually get its HP down. So all of a sudden it's on you, and then the damage it does when it hits you is a lot. Even on easy, like even on like the very first couple levels, you get hit by one of those guys like 3 times, you're dead. And it's like, I'm coming at you. I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. Blap, blap, blap. You're done. And it's like, maybe you guys might want to fix that.
Yeah, tune that guy a little.
Yeah. Because you get a couple of those on you, and you kind of got to run away or die.
Huh. Okay.
But there are, some of the enemies are kind of bullshit. Some of them. But the art style is really cool. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. Art style's cool. That's all I gotta say.
So yeah, you think it's mostly a complete game. They just have to do some tweaks and most likely bug fixes and all that sort of
and
stuff.
And add some content. Yeah, like the game right now is totally there. And I don't have, like I said, I haven't played the first one, but a lot of the people that I've read all the reviews, people were super skeptical about bringing this into 3D, like into 3D, a polygonal game. And everybody's like, they fucking nailed it. Like, this is great. I was like, all right, well, if these people think it's awesome, then we'll give this a shot. And it is a great co-op game.
Cool.
And the whole buy one, get one thing is fucking brilliant for this.
It's smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did see when I was looking for news that the new Wolfenstein Youngblood like little spin-off game has a new buddy pass system where if you buy a copy of the game, anybody that you want to play co-op with, they don't get like their own actual copy of the game, but they don't need to buy a copy of the game to play it co-op with you. Huh. Yeah, so that's a neat idea, and I wish more games would do that too, because yeah, if your whole thing is co-op, you need somebody to play it 100%. With, and yeah, not having to spend an extra $60 or whatever is really nice.
But yeah, been having a really good time with Risk of Rain. Just started playing that a day or two ago, like Friday. Yeah. Just unlocked the engineer class, and I think if we stacked 4 engineers, that game would be super broken. Like it feels like if you stacked 4 engineers, that'd be super fucking OP. Because like you can set up 2 turrets, and then you have like it's like a grenade launcher, but you charge it up, and the longer you charge it, the more grenades it shoots out. And then you can put mines down. You put like 10 mines down on the ground, so you got a whole row of guys coming at you. Just put a bunch of mines in front of me and run backwards, and you're just gonna run into all these mines. But you can, like, my strategy was, okay, I'm going to put these 2 turrets down. I'm going to activate this teleporter. And then the boss is just going to try to aggro those turrets while I just sit there and shoot it.
Makes sense. Yeah, this sounds pretty fun. And with the whole getting 2 copies, I wonder if I could convince Gary to play this with me.
It's fun.
Sounds fun.
It's a good time. And something about the engineer class I noticed was if you get a, it's called a leech seed, and it's like any kind of damage you do, you get HP back. That works on the turrets as well. So like when the turrets are dealing damage, it's repairing the turrets. Because on my run, I did a solo run as an engineer, and I got like 4 of those, and every time my turrets were pretty much indestructible.
That's cool.
It was kind of broken.
But that's what's fun about like action RPGs is making broken ass builds. So that sounds really fun.
Yeah, like I see that seems like the fun part is like adding in a bunch of weird stuff, triple jumps, quadruple jumps, lots of crazy stuff you can do. Like that's probably the best part.
Like that's the run that I got stuck on and just quit. And I was on like insane difficulty, and I was having no problems. I was just running around. I had 3 supers. Like you can get, because you unlock like equipment. Your Q slot is empty when you start, and you can find different things to fill that. And then you can find what are called fuel cells, which give you 2 of them before you have before your cooldown starts again. So I had 3. They're basically They're basically Zarya's ult from Overwatch.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah. So you throw out a black hole, it pulls all the enemies in, and then you just shoot them. And that's super awesome with Engineer because it's just like, hey, it just pulls all of them in one spot. You just charge up your grenade launcher, and you launch 10 grenades at them. And you watch all the numbers come out and dopamine in your brain. And it's like,
yeah.
Yeah, murder. Yeah. It's cool. That's
efficient murder. The best kind of murder. Yeah.
But I think if we had 4 engineers and we all just put our turrets down outside the teleporter and have 8 turrets, and then just spawn the boss, and we just sit there, and it would just melt it, probably.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I want to try that before they nerf the engineer.
What if they don't? What if it's designed that way because it gets harder? Gotta have broken builds if you're gonna be fighting really hard enemies.
Well, the concept of builds isn't really a thing. I mean, it kind of is because there's like abilities and stuff that you can swap out. I haven't really messed with that at all.
You can swap out, okay. But yeah, the like things from the boxes are just like you pick them up and they're there, right?
Right.
It's random.
Yeah, that's the roguelike, like mysterious dungeon part of it where you hope you get stuff that you like and can use.
Binding of Isaac does that as well.
Yeah.
But at least in the first one you could kind of pick, like you don't have to pick it up, like somebody else could run over and pick it up if they want it. So I don't know if that's true with this one, but like when me and Pop were playing, like I would pick up the shoes if I was going really fast. If I want to go fast, I'd pick up the shoes.
And that's kind of what we were doing too once people in our group started getting more characters. We're messing around with other characters and we're like, hey, if we find something that makes you run faster, give it to the Huntress. So whoever's playing Huntress can sprint and go find the teleporters while we sit there and grind mobs as they're looking for it. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. Yeah, holy shit, this boss. Holy shit, this magma worm I'm looking at. That's really cool. This seems like a lot of fun. I can't believe they made Risk of Rain 1 working like this 3D thing. This is,
And they managed to impress someone who doesn't really play a lot of roguelikes. And I'm having a good time with it, so.
Great. Hey, that's the highest praise you can give, I guess. Neat.
Yep.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the news. News.
Great.
Hey, Black Knight, Sword of the Rage pinball table got announced. Mary, this is probably your news.
Yes, I put that in there. That was the first thing I put in. I was like, oh yeah, a fucking new Black Knight pinball table got announced this week, which is
crazy. Does it
have
the music?
Yes, it does. It has the music. There's specifically a retro mode that has the retro music, but they also...
what is the new one? Is the new one like guitars and like drums and shit?
Yes. They hired the guitarist from Anthrax to do a version of the Black Knight 2000
I'm
music.
so stoked. That's awesome.
If you watch the trailer video, you can hear some of it in there. The only kind of questionable thing, like Steve Ritchie is still designing the table. He designed the original Black Knight 2000 and I think the old Black Knight. I might be wrong, but he's heavily involved. He also did the voice callouts in Black Knight 2000. But this new game has the lead singer from Bare Naked Ladies doing the voice, which is kind of weird.
Okay.
I mean...
Okay, wait. Would you know if somebody didn't tell you?
Probably not, because it's very digitized and enhanced, and he's obviously doing like his best Steve Ritchie as Shao Kahn style like voice, because he did the voice of him in Mortal Kombat as well, and it's basically the Black Knight voice. But he's saying, "Give me your money instead of fatality," and it's pretty well done.
Those are the same people.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's the same dude. Yeah.
It's my mind exploding.
Yeah. Table itself looks pretty good. The only thing that kind of sucks is that you have to spend extra money to get the upper play field. Like if you buy the most basic edition of the pinball table, you do not get the upper play field. And that has been Black Knight's gimmick from the very beginning.
You got to give him that money.
Right. What?
Yeah, yeah.
He asks you. It doesn't ask, he demands your money.
Yes, it's true. And it seems like this table is a much more modern style of pinball table that's built for longer play because it's got like, you can see on the bottom near the flippers, it's got like indicator lights for all of these different mission modes to be completed. Cool. So there's a little more to it than like Black Knight 2000, which is kind of good because there's not, you're like building up the multi-ball and that's basically it, like in the original Black Knight. But yeah, it seems like a cool table. I hope I get to play it soon. I don't remember if
awesome.
It does.
This is awesome.
I'm not sure if they have a release date out yet. I think dealers are allowed to like pre-order already. I'm not sure if it's like open sales for the public yet, but I really want to play that table, and I think it's so cool that they're making another Black Knight.
Yeah, that looks really cool. The trailer has the new
trailer for a pinball table.
Yeah, welcome to 2019.
Love it.
That's great. Holy cow!
I probably won't get to play this for a long time, but I'll have to hit up Ground Control in Portland or something next time I'm there, and hope that they have it.
Yeah, but I'd want to play the full one, and as Mary says, you have to pay more for the top playing field. That sucks shit. Really
basically. I mean, nobody except for the worst, crappiest arcade is going to buy like the pro model, which is what they call like the cheapest version. They're all going to be either premium or LE. So the whole point is to have that upper play field. So I don't think you're going to see many people cheaping out on it.
If you're spending that much money on a pinball table, you kind of will know the Black Knight upper layer and you'd want to get it. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Like the only other issue I have with this table's design is that the button for MagnaSave, which used to be on the right side of the cabinet, like up above your right flipper button, it's now moved to the very front of the table. So it's going to be kind of hard to use that. Like the whole point of the MagnaSave is for a ball save thing, but other Stern tables have had like that button there, like I think like Batman
AC/DC.
Yeah, so
Doesn't
I think
Jurassic
they were
Park have one of those too?
I believe so. Yes,
on the
it's
side,
like a missile that you you shoot the dinosaurs with the missile launch or whatever.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it seems like they were just kind of being cheap, and so that way they wouldn't have to make another custom side panel. They already have the parts for the button up front, so
fair enough.
I mean, I'll see how it is. It's a new Black Knight table, so I can't be that mad about any of it. So it's really cool, and I'm really glad Steve Ritchie is still making it because it seems like it's fun.
Wow, this is really neat.
I will have to keep an eye out for that.
Me too. Huh, cool. I don't know where to go from here. That's like I started off with a real banger and I don't know where to go now. Speaking of new announcements, Borderlands 3, huh? Wasn't that a great announcement? Wasn't that new? Also?
I mean,
I'll play
liked the I'll play it.
It looks
I like
cool.
the actual trailer, but I wish there was more information on what the game actually was, because the trailer that we sat through like an hour of terrible magic tricks for didn't really show anything about the actual game. They were just like, here are the characters, here are the 4 new characters, here's all the old characters, here's characters from Tales of the Borderland, which I guess I now need to play.
Play that game. That's a good game.
I don't think you need to play that.
Play that game.
Probably
I
not.
might. I don't know.
This seems like it definitely is following like Borderlands 2 when you got to the end and it's like, hey, there's Borderland worlds and you need to sort out these worlds and shit. And they definitely do show that in this trailer.
Yes, they're definitely multiple worlds.
Yeah. As a Borderlands person, I am very, very psyched. I didn't think I would get it as excited as I am, but I am very hyped for this, for like the dumb amount of guns. I forgot like the amount of guns are so stupid. Even like the extremely stupid guns like that have like 8x scopes on shotguns. Like it's just really dumb, and it's a legendary item, and it does like a ton of damage if you can get a shot in. Just that all very stupid stuff around the
It's
game.
like this sniper rifle is pump action, and it's got a 6-shot cylinder. Like,
yeah,
I'm kind of a gun nerd, and that shit is just funny. I love that. Like, look at this thing. This is awesome. Who would make a pump action sniper rifle?
I really love their like really dumb gun system that they have, however they made it. The walking gun thing, which is probably just
that
a
was
special
so cute.
that one of the characters is cute.
When you throw this gun, it explodes.
Right,
that's one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Like the guns where you don't reload, you just throw them at the enemy.
Yeah, and you just like pull two more out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to play this game, but there's no actual information. They said there's going to be more info April 3rd, which is when like the HD version of Borderlands 1 comes out, which is going to be like a free upgrade for people on PC, which is also
I'm going to play
nice.
that. I'm probably going to play that because I really liked Borderlands 1, but the PC port was fucking dog shit. It was so goddamn bad. Like you had to map an FOV command to like your W key, because every time it would reset the FOV to like 60 between level loads, after cutscenes. If you get out of a vehicle, it did it. If you go into a building or some shit, there was a whole bunch of times where it would reset the FOV down, so you had to map it to like every one of your keys along with their basic movement, and it was terrible.
That sounds pretty much unplayable.
But they've already, that was the first thing they said. They're like, the remaster has FOV sliders. And everybody's like, awesome.
Oh, good.
But yeah, no information on when 3 releases or what the character classes are really like, or if they change the enemy AI like they did from 1 to 2. Like, no actual information. The only information we got is that they brought a trailer that was too fancy to be played back on their video.
Oh, man. People in the crowd yelling to use VLC. Stream. That was funny.
Yeah, that was a painful stream. I kind of wish, I know that like they wanted to have a big like, oh, it's the 10th anniversary of Borderlands, like here's all these other games that we're going to publish, and it's a lot cheaper to do like a PAX presentation than to do it at E3, and everybody's paying attention right now, unlike at E3. But man, that was a struggle to sit through. And
God, I loved every aching minute of it. It was so good.
They ripped off Penn and Teller for a shitty bit where they wouldn't, the guy wouldn't talk, and there was the card trick that took forever. We had to wait for them to count to 47 2 times.
Why?
The first Borderlands trailer was terrible, and they tried playing it like
wouldn't run
3 times.
We got it now.
And then they said fuck it, and then they thought they had it right for the Borderlands 3 trailer and really fucked it up. God, I loved it all.
Like my guess is that they brought a 4K 60 video file and we're trying to play it on like a $200 Chromebook or some shit with no GPU or anything. Because it turns out you need a GPU to fucking watch anything like at that resolution with a watchable frame rate.
Anything that's not YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened. There, you can even hear like Mr. Magic Man. I forgot his name. Mr. Magic Man.
Mr. Magic Man.
Randy Pitchford.
Mr. Magic Pitchford.
That's on you, son. You gotta eat one of those gummy things. Go on now. Mr.
Magic
Man.
I mean, it's easy to remember the Randy part because of that whole USB flash drive. He's pitching the games all the time.
Lord.
What was it?
Judging by that reaction, it's probably
buff ones. It's the buff one again. Why are they all buff? I've never had a peach. Come on.
Magic.
Mr. Barfy Pitchford.
Mr. Barbie.
Yeah, I just loved the fact that he was in the first trailer. He was like, "Oh, I hope this goes well," and it obviously fucks up. And then he just mentioned stuff like, "Come on, Pax, I trusted you guys," and stuff and like saying stuff like, "We should have brought our own equipment." So
and
you're
everybody
right
in the
crane
crowd started
wild.
booing him. They were booing him immediately.
It's like, you know that most of this shit is volunteer ran, right? It's like,
yeah.
That's why the streaming setups in a lot of those theaters are not huge, because they need people to run those.
Yep.
And
like, who in their right mind brings a 4K 60 video with no
backup.
1080p backup?
And you know,
just
do a dress rehearsal on it. Like,
yeah.
It's like, who gives a shit if it's 4K? They're watching it on a big ass screen. It doesn't fucking matter if it's 4K 60. They don't give a shit. It's probably going to be 1080p because it's still 2019 and we don't have 4K everything yet. Like, what are you doing?
Pushed out to people via stream. That's definitely not going to stream it
on Twitch. Like,
even
what
if
does
it did
matter?
work, it's just going to get downscaled. Like, what do you? Come on.
It was great.
Figure it out.
The fucking magic trick. The fucking we only had like 3 indie games and Borderlands 1, so let's spend 20 minutes doing a magic trick was a very obviously rigged magic trick.
That was the most ridiculous.
During their indie game thing, they did mention that they're publishing one of Justin Roiland's Squatch games. Like, so I'm kind of half right. He was kind of involved with Gearbox, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe we'll find out he actually did write some of the jokes in the game, which would be good because they could use it.
Yeah, like people don't like Justin Roiland's jokes that much, but they're a huge step up from the normal fodder in a Borderlands game. Like, they'll probably actually be funny. Finally,
sure. We were so wrong, Mary. You didn't see Claptrap didn't floss.
He didn't floss.
He did dab though.
He did dab.
No, he did not.
Did he not? Okay.
I went back and I saw the frame by frame. He did not dab, no matter what people were trying to stretch it to.
Gotta go frame by frame through this to make sure Claptrap can't
I'm pretty
dab.
sure in the final version of the game, he will probably floss and dab, like of one course. After the other, rapid fire.
Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Hell, he'll probably bust out Soldier Boy's moves again. And
I know this doesn't have anything to do with anything, but Gary and I were watching the new Double Dare late at night, and I swear to God, like 80% of that show was either questions about Fortnite, ads for Fortnite Nerf guns, or kids flossing. Like, we watched 3 episodes and it was 80% Fortnite content, and I was just amazed. There was so much Fortnite in Double Dare. The physical challenge is flossing now.
I mean,
great.
It was upsetting.
Did they have a floss per minute counter? An FPS counter, floss per second.
That was in my mind. Like, every time it happened, I was like, they did it again, Gary, what the hell? And he was like, yeah, there's a lot of Fortnite in this. They were asking like what. There were multiple trivia questions about Fortnite, and it was disturbing.
So I guess we're gonna learn more about this on April 3rd, right? They're gonna have something.
Something.
Yeah.
Something on their website, they said, but I don't know what that'll be. Probably some shift codes or whatever.
Yeah, I also fucking love that those are back. They're back.
Great. Well, Borderlands 3, huh? I guess we'll see how that is. It's been a long time coming. I wonder what that game's gonna look like.
I'll play it. Even though I know I'm gonna play like a couple days in co-op, and then I got fucking life shit to do for a day. Yeah. I'll come back and all my friends are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm 15 levels higher than you are now," and then I'm getting pulled through a mall by my parents basically, and I'm not doing anything, and they're shooting all the mobs and stuff. And
I mean, they gotta fix that, right? That's gotta be.
Sounds like they're scaling stuff, correctly this time.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But that was a horrible problem in the first one. Like that pretty much killed the first game for me.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't get any better in the second one.
Oh, great.
I
was like, cool, my guns
Gary
do like no damage.
Out-leveled our friends.
And all of a sudden, I'm getting like 2 levels a minute. Cool. This is fun. It's not fun.
But then it's also a case of like, you're almost going to get knocked down immediately by the people that your friends are shooting against because they're way higher level than you. Yeah, it sucks to try and catch up in that game.
Sure. Well, hopefully they fix it or scale it right. Do something. All right. Next news story. Sega announced the Sega Mini, everybody. Sega Genesis Mini.
This was at Sega Fest 2019.
Woo!
No, it's good. It's good now because, well, the price isn't good. It's going to be $80. And the 2 controllers it comes with are only 3-button instead of 6. So that's kind of not great. But they are USB.
Does it have all the PAL versions? Are we just going to...
No, that's the good thing about this. They saw how much people hated the At Games Sega stuff, and they got M2, who do the Sega Ages stuff. They are doing all of the emulation. They got Yuzo Koshiro to compose original menu music for it, too. So now it's actually truly a Sega console. Like, it's going to have not ass emulation. It's going to actually be good. So even though it's $80, like, maybe.
Sega's getting back in that console business. Here we go.
Not really.
No, they're not.
This is like a toy, basically.
Are the controllers like USB or are they some proprietary connector?
Yes, they're USB, and Retrobit is going to be selling USB 6-button versions. So if you really wanted a 6-button controller, you could get it.
Those are licensed too, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
I've seen those. I've seen them up on YouTube. Yeah. Like, they have like clear ones and shit. Like, like those look awesome.
Blue.
Yeah,
they're nice. Yeah, they're going to be selling USB Saturn pads for only $20 now too.
I saw those as well.
Yeah, those are really good. I really recommend somebody get those if you play 2D games because they're awesome. And now mine isn't going to be worth $100 anymore, but boohoo me, whatever. I think it's really cool that they were like, hey, everybody's saying the emulation on this is dog shit. We better actually handle this ourselves. And then they did. So that's nice. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, they announced games, right? They said Echo the Dolphin, the best Sega Genesis game is there. Echo the Dolphin, everybody.
Yep.
They only announced 10 out of 40 for Japan and for US. So there's going to be more. Hopefully they have more third-party stuff on there too. But there are a lot of really good Sega collections that are already out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless you really like the whole idea of having a little mini Model 1, it may not be necessarily worth it to get this, especially at $80, but
sure.
It seems like it'll be a decent thing to buy now instead of just, what are you doing? Don't ever buy this ever. So that's really nice.
I don't know. I'm interested in I never had a Genesis growing up, so it sort of interests me. But at the same time, who knows?
I mean, it's going to have Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is Puyo Puyo, so it's worth it. Gunstar Heroes? I mean...
Sure.
Is Mortal Kombat on Genesis?
Yes, there was a version of it.
There's always a
the only thing is, for like fighting games, you definitely want the 6-button pad instead of the 3. So I'm not sure how many fighting games they're gonna put on this thing.
But if you said it's like a USB at the front, then hopefully those like USB 6 pads might work.
Yeah, I would think the official Retrobit ones would work.
Right.
But we'll see, I guess. For $80, they better fucking work.
Well, all right. Exciting stuff from Sega.
You know what else they announced at Sega Fest? I'm excited about this. I don't know about y'all, but I'm fucking excited. They announced a new Sakura Tyson game, Sakura Wars, and when I saw the logo on Twitter that night, I was like, wait a second, there's English in this logo. What does that mean? And they're totally bringing it out in US and Europe spring 2020. They announced that right away at the same time, which is crazy because the only game that came out in English, Sakura Wars 5, came out 5 years after it came out in Japan. It was for PS2 and Wii. So that's a huge change. Like, they're actually bringing it out over here. They're not bullshitting about it. There's like an official US website and everything. The character designer changed. It's now Taito Kubo, who does Bleach.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the characters, but it's being developed by the team that does Valkyria Chronicles.
Okay.
And the combat system in that is actually very similar to how it works in Sakura Taisen, except you have mechs instead of tanks. They're like steam mechs. Yeah, because it's set in a fake version of 1920s Japan. So I think it'll be good. I'm hoping it'll be good. Right now, it's only announced for PS4, but I bet they bring out a PC version and probably a Switch port later, judging by how Valkyria Chronicles went. And people actually buy their games on PC now. They notice that. So
yeah,
I'm really excited. It has the Sakura Wars theme song that all of the games have had. Like, it's a new version of this theme song with different lyrics. Cool. But yeah, I'm super, super excited because I never imagined there would be another one of these games in the series in English over here. So yeah, that's all. Sorry.
Cool. That's awesome. Hey. Yeah, I've known nothing about this series, so.
They're basically, they're dating games that are also like strategy RPGs. You can get different endings. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're fighting like demonic people with your steam mechs. It's pretty good.
Cool.
It's very Fire Emblem-y.
Okay. All right. Actually had a bunch of announcements here coming out this week. I hadn't really looked at it, but Yakuza Kiwami 2 got rated by the USRB for PC, so that's neat. I know you guys been playing that. Excited for some more Yakuza?
That's very recent. I think that was today news.
Yes.
And still theoretically it's not announced, but the key thing with Kiwami 2 is that's the one that has the Yakuza 6 engine. So it actually runs like Yakuza 6 rather than Yakuza 0 and Kiwami 1, which is kind of outdated, I guess. But yeah,
Yakuza 0 runs
Yakuza
great.
6, yeah, it still looks and runs fine, but it kind of looks a bit blocky and stuff like that, especially compared to Yakuza 6. That game looks very nice.
And a nice part about Yakuza 6 is that there's no like loading screen in between fights. Like you see a dude wants to fight you and you just start fighting. There's no wait for the fight.
Oh, okay, cool.
Doorways going in and out of places, like it's just all one seamless thing. It looks a whole lot better. Visually and stuff as well. It's a very big step up.
That's cool. I'm excited for it. Also, I guess Monolith Soft is staffing for a new Legend of Zelda game.
They make the Xenoblade games, and on the last game, Breath of the Wild, they helped design the terrain. They did artwork for like the open world and topological features. So yeah, they're probably making another big open world Zelda. So that's pretty cool.
And isn't the people that worked on Shovel Knight, aren't they all? No. Crypt of the Necrodancer. Aren't they doing a Zelda game? Is that not right?
Yeah, it's a Zelda Necrodancer spinoff where Link and Zelda are in it. It's got Zelda music, Zelda palette.
That's yeah. I'm excited for that. That's cool that they're like bridging out, letting some other studios maybe do a little bit more work on their stuff.
Well, no, they did that on the first game as well. They worked on the world, so yeah, it's probably going to be a Breath of the Wild sequel, basically, which is good because that game was really awesome.
Great. So. It's the game that made me care about Legend of Zelda, so certainly. I never finished it. I should go back and finish that game at some point. Finish it. We also had the State of Play, PlayStation's kind of direct thing happened last week. What'd you guys think of this? I was actually sort of surprised by it. I enjoyed it. It was quick. It wasn't very long. It was only like, less than a half an hour.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
This is the first time I've heard of it. So.
It was kind of a nothing event, really.
It's kind of, I think,
hey, here's some trailers. Bye.
Yeah.
Kind of, I think it's a trial run, right? Of, hey, we're going to be doing some more Nintendo Direct-y kind of things in the future. Let's test this out. Let's make it.
Well, they announced a long time ago that they weren't going to be at E3 this year. So, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think they need to tinker with it and maybe add a little more personality to it. But the trailers and stuff they got was actually very good. Getting the say what you want, Five Nights at Freddy's VR announcement is a very big get. A lot of YouTubers.
It would have been like 4 years ago.
That thing. A lot of YouTubers and kids still fucking love that thing. And having it in VR will be a thing. That No Man's Sky VR announcement, that's very big.
Yeah.
Even though that is coming to PC VR, but having it like first announced as a PlayStation thing is very big. And then
Crash Team Racing. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Crash Team Racing. No one.
That deserves a jelly bean.
Just play Mario Kart.
I've got more licorice and stink things, so maybe this is the stink one. Oh god, yeah, that's a stink one. This ain't licorice. And then that Mortal Kombat, not Mario Kart. That Mortal Kombat trailer was very good.
Yes. Fucking only Johnny Cage. God damn it. I love him. I'm gonna play the hell out of that game.
But yeah, like a lot of the trailers they had were fine. Were pretty good, and like the people they had trying to talk, I just had no connection or whatsoever to them. Like I can even barely remember that they had people.
I just feel like, get somebody. Like, I would say make a bit, like, talk to your people that do your weird, like, trailers. The ones where they're, like, it's that one where it's, like, this guy, he owns, like, a shop. Like, get a bit, and then just kind of stick with that bit. Like, some kind of weird, like, welcome to my weird PlayStation-based thing.
I mean, that could be really bad, too, if, I don't know. Yeah.
Listen, you got to do it just right. Like, don't lean into it too hard. Just lean into it a little bit. Get someone who has some personality, and I think you could have something really cool. Like,
I mean, that's a lot more difficult to do well than just like, here's some trailers. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
But also, do it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I thought it was a neat event. It was short though. I was surprised how short it was. So, it'd be cool. Days Gone. Anyone gonna play Days Gone? Anyone?
No. If I had a PlayStation, probably. But I'm biased because it's made here. The game was made here, so.
Yeah.
And it looks cool.
I could see.
And I've never seen like this area as a setting in a game before, so if I had a PS4, I'd buy it. But
cool. Okay. Last news story. It's a VR news story just for you, Jake.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Valve Index has been teased. I guess it's the VR Forte? VR
This is Valve's in-house headset. This is not HTC. This is Valve's tech that they've been working on in-house. And they posted a teaser photo a couple days ago that has the IPD slider very prominently featured in the photo as a big fuck you to Oculus, which is awesome. So what people are thinking is probably Vive Pro resolution, upgraded optics like the lenses, Likely having inside-out tracking somehow. I'm not sure how they're gonna do that with the way that the Knuckles controllers are shaped. So there might still be lighthouses. But I would much rather have lighthouses because the tracking's better for shit like Beat Saber. Like where it could very easily like go out of the range of the cameras and you lose it somewhere back here.
Yeah.
That has never happened to me though. So maybe I'm just lucky.
But the controllers are designed for Windows Mixed Reality, are made for that in mind. Because they're on the outside and they're shaped so you can see them at pretty much any angle. That's why they're like that. But with the Knuckles controllers, they don't have that weird thing. Like, you'll see on the Rift S, because on the regular Rift, the circle goes around your knuckles like this, right? But on the Rift S, it's up above it, so you can see it from like when you have it back behind you, so the cameras can see it. But yeah, people are speculating that it's probably going to have the Knuckles controllers, which I'm just like, fucking finally, please, I need those in my life.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who is gonna ditch the fuck out of Oculus once this thing comes out, I don't even care if it's like $800. I'm buying that shit. I'm stoked because Valve makes good shit.
That's true, yeah. And the image you can see has like two giant like cameras at the front of it.
I think what that's for.
No other cameras.
I think what those two on the front are for is for the same thing that the OG Vive had, which is like the pass-through video where you kind of see your room, but the problem was it didn't have depth because it was just one camera on the front. I think what they're doing is they're having two cameras on the front, so you have that feature and it gives you depth in your room, so you can actually like see shit.
Yeah, okay. And then it looks like it has a hardware IPD.
Yeah. So there are two screens, and because I saw some R&D pictures of this headset that have the front panel taken off, and there's like you can see all the rack and pinion thing for the screens moving.
Oh sure.
Yeah. So
awesome. Looks cool. Maybe. Oh.
May 2019.
130 people are saying 135 FOV, which is nuts.
Yeah.
Considering like the Rift and the Vive are like 100.
A lot of FOV.
That's big.
It's a lot of FOV. Could be cool. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be good to learn like the actual specs and like when they plan to release it and how much it'll cost and blah blah blah. But it does seem like a much better, just from those two pictures or whatever, it seems much better than the new Oculus. So
sure. Cool.
Means I don't have to run fucking Oculus Home anymore in the background to keep the fucking my boundary walls up. I don't know why they took that out of Steam VR. That's stupid.
And that is all the news I have for today, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this trip into the realms of Baghdad. So, DJ, how you doing over there, buddy? How's your mouth feel?
It's good. I'm trying to show you. I can't really do it. I have a lot of...
Oh, this is going to be terrible.
Oh, no.
That's too...
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do this. I didn't mean...
We good?
Albie's the mean bean.
I'm calling audible here. You don't have to fucking do. Oh,
he did it. He went up and did it. What's that taste like? Good, bad, good.
All right, quick, plug all the links, and we can wrap this up before he vomits.
Baghdad. Thank you for joining. I'm Albie. We got Twitch. You can watch us every Sunday, starting at 4:00 Eastern, something Western.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock Western.
Pacific
time. Pacific time. You can also find everything we do on YouTube at RomsBag. Is our Twitter account. Tweet at us. romsbag@gmail.com is the email address. You can send us emails, questions, concerns. You can send us your favorite bean flavors. You can find all of our streams and stuff. I'm at Dowden on Twitch. Jake is Internet Pizza. Mary is Mary.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing over there, buddy? RamsOverBaghdad.com.
Sounds yummy.
Bring it home, Dowden. Come on, man.
I'm waiting for I wanted to say how terrible it is. I want to hear thoughts. I want to really. He's making all kinds of faces, and I just feel like he's suffering.
I feel like none of those beans were good beans. I feel like they all were the bad beans.
That's a bad failure rate, man.
God, that sucked. Yeah, I feel like the people who buy this are the ones that get bean boozled. There's no good beans whatsoever in that fucking pack.
Well, your torture is over. Team Rainbow just busted in the door. They're taking the guy away who's been beating on you for the last 2 hours. You're doing great now.
I can't drink anything because it tastes like fucking trash now.
Yeah, well...
Your whole mouth tastes like it now. Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
I have that effect on people. I apologize. That's great. I think you'll remember this torture as a time when you really cleared your mind, I hope, and you can focus on the things that are important in life, like cats and video games.
If I had another bean, I probably should have eaten it by now.
Okay. All right. I've been Albie. This has been Rams Over Baghdad, episode 161. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you to my guests. Thank you to Bean Boozles, Beans. And good night, everybody.